A good day honestly starts the night before. My days are always so full. Early mornings, baking, filming, kids. And I've learned the hard way. If I don't sleep well, I feel it everywhere. We got a lot to do today. Donuts, baguettes. So let's get to the bakery and start moving. We've got donuts to fry. I'm gonna get these shaped and fried. Baguettes to shape and bake. This is basically just a full day in the life of the micro bakery. And yeah, this video is sponsored by Endy, but honestly, it ties pretty directly into how I get through a day like this. We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the video. This donut dough was fermented in the fridge overnight. We're gonna roll this out, let them proof and fry it. Okay, so basically what we wanna do is we wanna mark it, and then we're gonna cut this into donuts. So we wanna cut squares. So first we're gonna start with something like that. Could try it on the side. What do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 10, that would be 70 donuts. Does that work? And then we need to cut them into the squares. See how it's marked on the side? Okay, and then it's marked here. So we wanna cut, you want me to cut the strips? So we're just gonna do something like that, okay? You do wanna keep them similar in size. What you can do, Juniper, is we could mark them or we just cut them. So do you wanna try and cut one? So when you cut it, you wanna go straight down and don't drag the knife, okay? And then I would just cut that one in half maybe. Juniper, what do you want for breakfast?
Duffy eggs with sourdough toast.
All right, so the donuts are almost ready to go. These are gonna proof for about an hour and we're gonna fry them. This dough is made, put in the fridge overnight. We cut them, let them proof for an hour and fry. And if you're wondering why they're square, it's just to reduce waste. It's also easier for my apprentice to cut them square. So we're trying to keep it easy today. We're gonna glaze them, they're gonna look good. I'm gonna put these aside, I'm gonna do some breakfast with the kids, and then we're gonna start on the baguettes.
I'm hungry. Mom cracked this one.
It's okay, it happens. What are you eating?
Duffy eggs.
That one was super dippy. This baguette dough is baguette de tradition. It is fermented overnight. It has a bit of yeast and levain in it, so it's kind of a hybrid. And it's based off a recipe I learned from a French baker, an MOF, Mayor Ouvrier de France. So we don't want a ton of fermentation on this dough yet. You want it to be lightly fermented. You don't want it to be super airy. We need it to have enough yeast power to still rise. So we only give it a little bit of time, mix 45 minutes in the fridge. Next, I'm gonna cut a strip. I find it easier to try and cut squares that way. And a baguette de tradition, French baguette, is typically 350 grams. The first one usually is not your best cut, but let's see. Oh, that was way off. Oh, what is going on here? Well, not my best cut there. That's 350. That was a pretty bad cut. You wanna cut it in one piece if you can. Oh, I just haven't cut baguettes for a while. Need practice.
Ever.
You wanna do some? Juniper just said she has not done them ever, so I think we should give her a chance. So what you wanna do when you cut it is you wanna make one cut and pull away from the dough, then on the scale, and you want it to say 350. I made you a coffee already. I'm gonna just gently flatten it, and then I'm gonna push the dough into itself while folding it over, and you should end up with something like that that's already kind of in a baguette shape. 350, perfect, yeah, great. I'm also out of practice in the shaping here. So when I'm cutting them, I try to go within 10 grams, but it doesn't really matter if you're a few grams over or under. You wanna be consistent, but it's not worth your time to go back over it for 3 or 4 grams. Bring the dough in front of you. Just flatten it lightly to degas it. And then in and press. Instead of fingertips like a piano, yeah, there you go, that's better. And then again, so you end up with a round sort of log, okay? When you do it, you're applying pressure to make it tight. When you do the pre-shape, you want to develop some tension in the dough so that it can hold up. It has to be sort of that tension that you can feel on the outside. All right, so the baguettes have been resting for about a half an hour and it's time to final shape them. Final shape in the couche. We're gonna let them rise for an hour and then we're gonna place it in the fridge to chill. Then we bake them. It takes a little bit of practice. We want them somewhere between 50 to 53 centimeters long, but you know, you can, depending on your oven, your situation, you can change change that. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lightly dust the top of the baguette. In a very traditional baguette, you want no flour on the exterior. However, we're just making some baguettes for fun and we can do what we want. And when you're practicing, it's good to use a little bit more flour. When you pick it up, you don't wanna stretch the dough, okay? So pick it up like that, see how yours stretched out a lot? So can you pick it up like that? Yeah, there you go. So the next thing I'm gonna do is with a firm hand, I'm going to flatten the baguette, and this is gonna degas it. Now with my thumb and the back of my hand, I'm gonna push the dough, sort of like a surfer going into the wave. So this is the surfer and this is the wave. So we're gonna bring this over and press that dough right underneath my thumb. At this point, we've got the start of our frame of the baguette. It's not quite long enough. And now just very gently, we're gonna use our hands to roll this into the length that we want. And if you've done your job properly with the fermentation and with the actual shaping, this should be really easy. And you can actually just do it like this. You don't need any pressure at all. Once you get to the length that you want, we're gonna pick this up gently and place it in our couche, and I like to place the seam up. So Juniper's baguette actually looks great. We're just gonna tighten it up a little bit, and we're gonna roll it the rest of the way. And actually, Juniper, you did a really good job here. This looks excellent. When I was kind of looking at you, I thought, uh-oh, what are you doing? But that's actually really good. Good job. So you're gonna press that. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I don't even need to show her. All right, so we final shaped our baguettes. They're gonna sit for about 1 hour, and then we're gonna put them in the fridge. We'll give them 30 minutes to chill, and then we'll bake them. The fridge allows us to bake them slowly, so if you can only bake so many at a time, you can fill your oven. I'm gonna be baking them in a smaller oven, so we'll do 4 at a time, so it's gonna take me a little bit of time to get them done, but they bake pretty quickly. And Juniper has made a tiny baguette here. The drop for this coming up soon, so we can get these sold, and our micro bakery members can have them for dinner. It's time to fry our donuts. My wife and my daughter Juniper have actually already started frying them. We are doing them at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and they fry for about 2 minutes per side. It's really important to let them cook before you flip them over so that they rise, and then you get that nice line of white dough in the middle, and that shows that they're really perfectly fermented. So what you want to do is make sure that they've risen. These have visibly doubled, but also when you press into it, you want it to spring back but leave a slight indent. If it really collapses, it means you've left them too long, and you can feel that it's super light in your hands. We've tried to separate them on the tray. If they touch, they're gonna stick a little bit, and that can cause them to deflate when you pull them apart. You have to be really delicate. So let's go over and start frying our donuts. We've already started frying our donuts. You can see they've got that beautiful line. They're super light and puffy. It's really important that you've got your thermometer ready because we want to monitor the temperature, keep it at 350. If you have a probe, that's even better. This is a really good Insta-Read thermometer. When you put dough in the oil, it's gonna go down and it's gonna come back up. So you kind of just keep watching it and making sure you're at a good temperature. After a couple minutes, we're gonna get in and just flip them over. So I like to just peek. If you flip it, they soak in the oil and they get heavy and greasy. So try to only flip it once. And once they're cooled, they'll take the glaze a lot better. Teamwork makes the dream work. We got the #1 fryer here. We're gonna get these ready and let's get started. We're gonna glaze the donuts. Our first tray is done. We're doing a very simple glaze today. It's icing sugar and milk. There's 400 grams of icing sugar to 100 grams of liquid.
Make sure when you whisk the icing sugar, you have to put your whisk all the way to the bottom and whisk so you get that flour or icing sugar that's stuck at the bottom.
That's a good tip.
Can I taste test after?
So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put it in, and then we're just gonna roll it around to fully coat it in the icing. 18, 22. So we've got 50 donuts, and we look like we might be sold out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it, sold out. Juniper, what are you doing? Go wash your hands.
So we only got a few more donuts to glaze, and the drop is sold out. Good.
Baguettes have been chilled in the fridge for about 30 minutes, and we're gonna start with 4. I'm gonna flip the baguette over and then back on, so the seam is now up still, and then we're gonna gently flip it on to our firing peel. And then once I've got the first 4 loaded, I'm gonna put these back in the fridge. You can use the board just to straighten them out on the tray, and then we're gonna score them. The first half of the baguettes are baked already. I'm just baking them 4 at a time slowly, so it'll take a little bit. And that's a really good glimpse into our little micro bakery setup. We should probably cut one of these open, but this is usually the point where I get a second to rest. The kids are out. Everything's mostly baked. This video is sponsored by Endy, and I've recently been sleeping on their hybrid mattress. When you're on your feet all day like me, baking, running around, playing with the kids, you really start to feel it in your back and your shoulders without proper rest. What I've noticed with the new Endy mattress is it's a real balance of comfort and support. I've been waking up feeling less tight, more reset, well rested, and just honestly ready to go again. And the cooling side of the bed is a game changer because I'm in and around ovens all day. The last thing I need is to overheat at night. So yeah, honestly, for me, getting a good night's sleep is not optional anymore. It's actually what really lets me show up and do all this properly. Provide great bread for my local community, spend time with my kids, you know, the occasional donut or sweet. I'll link Endy below if you want to check it out. I really suggest you do. Getting a good night's sleep is going to make all the difference in your life. Now, my timer's going off. I got to grab the other baguettes. Before we go, let's cut one of these baguettes open and see what the crumb looks like. The crumb on this baguette looks amazing. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much to my helper today. I honestly can't even tell which ones I shaped and which ones she's shaped. Thanks for watching, and now the only thing left to do in my day is to get these kids fed and to bed.